If Azzanadra's quest was the distant rumble of thunder of the coming Elder God Wars, then this is the storm beginning to appear overhead. It's time to talk about the Battle of the Monolith. Hello to everyone joining us tonight. This is a quick fire stream where we want to tell you all about the next dramatic chapter in the Elder God Wars saga. And here to tell us more all about it is Mod Raven, Law Extraordinaire and owner of Dramatic Deliveries. And for the first time ever, please give a warm welcome to Mod Shrike, junior content developer here on the RuneScape team.
Hello, it is great to be here.
So we're going to get right to the juicy stuff pretty quickly here, but just before we do, I just want to stop and properly introduce Shrike to everyone. Obviously, new JMods on stream is awesome. We love having more of our developers out there. Thank you for joining us, Shrike. Shrike, do you want to quickly tell people a little bit about your background and what you've been doing here on the team?
Yeah, sure. So I joined earlier this year as a junior content developer. Previously, I've been a RuneScape player for more years than I care to admit. I've very much been in and around the lore community for a while. And yeah, now I'm making lore stuff, and on the other side of the curtain, which is unbelievably cool. Lore player, long-time player. It's great to be here.
Yeah, and so obviously you worked on Battle of the Monolith, which we're going to talk about right now. Now, I'm going to set up a spoiler warning here. So we are going to discuss some events that lead to this point from the prior quest. So if you haven't completed Azzanadra's quest, we're not going to protect any spoilers outside of Azzanadra's quest. But what I'm going to do is, with this next question, I'm going to hold my finger up. When I stop holding my finger up, you can unmute. But whilst I've got that finger up, if you haven't got to play Azzanadra's quest yet, I recommend you mute. There may be some minor spoilers throughout the rest of the stream, but this one I just want to make sure that we give you a bit of an opportunity to save yourself if you're... Yes, exactly. Okay, so firstly, this is the Battle of the Monolith. From a story point of view, what's been going on and how did we get here?
Right, so those of you who've completed Azzanadra's quest will be aware that obviously everything ended perfectly happy and fine, and you're all the bestest of friends. Oh, wait, no, the other thing. So obviously Zaros turns up, steals Saradomin's crown, and settles things a bit badly with everyone. Everyone's not terribly happy with what's going on. Your best buddy Azzanadra said, next time we meet, I'm going to punch you in the face. Paraphrasing. Saradomin's all bald apparently and looking unhappy, and it's disrupted a lot of what's going on, and we now know a number of things. So the Elder Gods generally unhappy, getting a bit rumbly below the earth, and after the whole destroying the Carapax lab and things, they're a bit on the rise. They're a bit annoyed with mortal life, and Zaros, his actions aren't helping. And it's more not helping because he's got a kind of focus that he's going for now, which would be the monolith, which we encountered in archaeology, and it's definitely a good thing and not really, really bad. Oh wait, no, the other thing. So yeah, it's a bit of a ramble, but that's where we are. We've got Zaros and Azzanadra are no longer nominal allies with the player. They've now made it very clear that they are, if next time we meet, it will be as enemies. And this is kind of what we've set up with Battle of the Monolith.
Boom. Okay, I can pull the fingers out. So that's the setup. So it's time to head to the Monolith. There's a showdown. There's a battle. With Zaros. Who's getting involved in this fight, and what can players expect?
Sure. So what players can expect is a 4-week evolving event involving loads of different people are getting involved. Initially, you'll be working with an alliance with Saranists, Saradominists, and the Gothixians. They're all coming together to defend the monolith because Saran has worked out what her brother's up to, and she's not very happy about it. So that'll be the initial setup. But as the event goes on, as the 4 weeks progress, things are going to change. New allies are going to come in, new enemies are going to come in, and who you're fighting is going to change. So, yeah, I'm trying not to spoil anything right now.
You're skirting the line
this is a quick...
I'm skirting it, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and that's also why we're doing this as a quick fire stream. Is we're not showing you any of it today. We want this to be something you discover for yourself. So, like, what about from? So, you know, you were saying there's iconic heroes and villains come to fight. Is there any you want to name drop that people can expect in that first week?
Oh, who do I want to name drop? Saradomin's going to be there. I'm going to leave it at that, actually, because I think the rest of it's fun for you guys to
the
find out.
cliffhanger. You're just letting people discover it. Okay, so that's okay. So
Yeah, you'll figure it
as
out.
you
You'll
men-
figure it out.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you know, that's spoken like a true lorehound, by the way. Like, protect the spoilers. As you mentioned, obviously, this is a battle that takes place over 4 weeks. The players are going to experience alongside a whole bunch of different characters, heroes and villains. Can you explain a little bit, Mod Raven, about like what does this mean from a gameplay perspective? Like, what are people going to experience when they kind of jump into this every week?
Okay, so we wanted to create a conflict. We want to create a battle. We wanted to be able to as many people as possible. So what we've done is we've utilised a popular mechanic from a previous quest, which is the wave defense. I'm not allowed to call it tower defense. Henrik is upset with me. The wave defense game. But using attacking forces, and you will be able to take control of certain allies. So what we've done is, I'm not going to name drop because Shrike here is very carefully not name drop, so I'm not going to ruin it. But you will have control of a certain recognizable characters that you will be able to direct. You will be the general, putting it where people go, so you'll be able to put them into place, and then they have various funky abilities, as well as just, you know, basic, I will do it to stab. They will do other things, like some have area effects, some create stun effects, that kind of thing, and you can place them around the battlefield to disrupt and take out the enemies. In a modification to the previous one, in Desperate Measures, you can actually take the fight directly to them. So previously you would act like a tower and you'd have to kind of stand there and hit them, but we're letting you use all of your attack abilities, all of your any items, any cool tricks you want to do, so you can wade in and take out as many as you like as well. It's got some level adjusting in it, so some scaling, but we've built it so that it's doable by anyone of a variety of skill levels. Case in point, it is possible to do each of them without you directly engaging. It's quite hard, but it's doable if you solve the sort of setup puzzle. I can do it, therefore you definitely can.
Mod Raven Seal.
Yeah. And so the scenes you have, the encounters you have, the battlefield you have, changes from week to week as well, as do the characters that you can control. Not going to give away too much more than that, but it should be quite fun.
Awesome, yeah, and so as mentioned, that will also be involving a lot of people that we're not name dropping today. I feel like we're such teasers. This wasn't even planned, but it's great. I love it. So obviously, any showdown in RuneScape, as we all know, with RuneScape quests, anything that you do in RuneScape comes rewards. Is there anything there that players can expect with the Battle of the Monolith?
So there's two things.
Yeah.
Oh, Raven, do you want to take this, or shall I?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. If you complete the battle kind of during the event, because I think what we should also mention is that alongside the battle, there's also a mini quest that goes through it. Every time you complete a wave of the battle, or a week of the battle if the event's going on, you advance in the mini quest. If you complete it during the event that's going on, you get a little XP buff, and you can use anywhere in game. And then once you've completed the whole event, you will get a shard. And I'm going to leave it at that, because it will come through still. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, as to what that shard leads to, who knows? But you've encountered shards before, right? RuneScape fans, you know what those do. So, just to recap, the Battle of Monolith is an evolving story that plays out over 4 weeks. With a new phase of the battle every week. There's going to be kind of those mini-game-esque combat encounters, there's going to be iconic characters, there's going to be cutscenes, and all of this is kind of the prelude or the first battle of the ever escalating Elder God Wars, which is super exciting. Now we're going to turn over some questions to you. There's going to be a limited amount we're going to answer. Like we said, this is going to be a very quick fire stream. We just wanted to let you know about this and give you some first details before it goes out there. We're also going to have a news post following the stream straight after. One question we know you'll probably likely have is this something I can miss out on? Is this something where if I'm not there in the moment, that I'm going to miss out on the story? Now, the answer to that is definitely not. If you join late, you'll still be able to play those phases back to back to catch up. And at the end of this, we will be turning it into a full-blown mini-quest. So this is something that you'll want to be part of as it happens, though, because this is going to be, you're going to want to be on the edge of this storyline. This is really building the momentum towards our next big chapter. And this is a requirement to experience what we've next to come too. So get stuck in every week. You are not going to want to miss this. And the next chapter will also follow pretty closely behind, so you're going to want to be ready for this. Speaking of the next chapters, just before we go to your questions, while Battle of the Monolith doesn't have any specific requirements, you may want to use the next month to get training if you already don't have those skills up to max. There's some whispers I've heard that you might want to think about 75 Slayer, 74 Archaeology, and 74 Magic. They might be critical for something in the future. Who knows? Oh, mystery, right? Right, on to the questions. Does anyone have anything they want to ask about what we've talked about today? And anything we can go? We have some questions already here from the team, which is great.
There is one thing I want to quickly clarify, though, just with the previous comment, which is, whilst you can do the mini quest anytime after, you only get the XP buff if you do it during these 4 weeks.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. So yeah, you're going to want to be in the moment for the XP buffs too. Some people are asking, can we call it a world event? Would we consider this a world event?
I'm not sure we would classify it as a world event necessarily. It certainly has elements of that, but we're trying to steer away from that because world events conjure, massive big things across the whole area with PvP. It's quite contained, and it's quite personal as well. Your story is individual. The battles you'll be going, whilst you've got awesome allies alongside you, it's still just you as a player. You won't have other world guardians around fighting alongside you. So I wouldn't personally call it a world event.
Yeah, I'd agree that there isn't really... sorry.
No, you go.
World events tend to have a form of kind of collective action, while this one's very much you are getting involved in the battle, and it's on you whether you win or lose.
Kai Drake asked, is this single player instance or is it more akin to a world event?
Single player instance.
Cool. There's people asking what the consequences of the battle are. We're not going to answer that. You're going to have to discover the consequences of the battle. It's part of taking part.
You'll find out what the consequences are.
Spoil all of this. I mean, it's asking, particularly those of us who are in the chat, to spoil, any of the stories. It's like, no, it's not going to happen.
Do you have to have done Azzanadra's quest before you can take part in this event?
No, there's no questing requirements. There's 2 recommendations. I highly recommend that you do Azzanadra's quest, and I also highly recommend that you do the Tokar quests. But other than that, the only thing you should have done is the archaeology tutorial. That's it. Anyone else can get in. There's
some little Easter eggs for people. That's awesome. Any Iron Man restrictions? Well, I take it they won't get the XP rewards, but other than that...
Well, the XP reward is individual, so they should still get those. But it's not like it's a temporary buff. They shouldn't have any restrictions. Are there any restrictions? I don't think so.
Rubik's asking, where should we go Monday morning? So when this drops in the game update on Monday, where should we go to experience it? I'm going to guess I know the answer.
Go to the Monolith. Go to the Monolith and you'll find a familiar
Clue
face
is in the name.
for you.
To be fair, a lot of our quests have clues in the name
actually.
and don't start there, so it's a completely understandable question. So yeah, head to the Monolith Monday morning. Any more final questions as well? There's a lot of people speculating in chat, which is awesome. That's totally what we want to see. By the way, if you haven't already checked it out, make sure you go check out some of Renegade's research notes over on RuneScape.com. They're released on Wednesday, and they're pretty relevant too. So, okay. Anything else you want to say, Raven Strike, before we wrap up? We said it was a quick fire stream.
Nope.
Oh, well, good. I'm going to be
August-
there Monday morning. I'll be at the Monolith. I'm really excited to see what you guys make of this.
Well, that is it for our quickfire stream. By the way, massive shout out. Thank you, Shrike, for joining us and for your stream debut.
you.
Hopefully, we'll be able
Thanks
to
for
have
having me
you on for longer in the future. We're keeping plenty of this under wraps, as we talked about, to preserve this unfolding experience ahead. And we hope the next 4 weeks really keep you gripped on where we're going. The Battle of the Monolith begins May 24th and will continue every week for the next 4 weeks from that. Raven Strike, thanks again so much for watching, joining us. For all of you watching, just a heads up. Not only have we got a news post going up on this, probably it's already up, but also be sure to look out for a Wishes news post tomorrow. The Wishes are also dropping on Monday, and we'll have a news post going up around tomorrow morning that will give you a complete look at all the wishes if you didn't catch our stream, so you can start planning how to spend all those charges. So not only have you got a battle to get stuck into, not only have you got some skills to train up if you haven't already gotten to the levels we talked about, but you've also got the wishes coming on Monday. It's going to be a hell of a time. Until then, Scapers, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you are really excited about what's coming ahead, and we'll see you for a showdown at the Monolith on Monday. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.